Hey everybody, this is Eli Freestone, and you're watching my Week 1 reflection video for MDF3 turn 1407. I'm displaying with Droid at screen from my Nexus. It is lagging a bit, so you're going to have to bear with me with that. Anyway, so this week we were doing implicit intents, but we were launching from one application to another. So I built a small app launcher and then my main application. All in all, I think the project, I kind of dropped the ball a bit on it. I think I really bit off a little bit more than I could chew as far as my main application goes. I thought I had all the logic worked out. It's very similar to what we've been working on in Java 2. So I thought it would be fairly simple, although I knew there was going to be some time involved just setting everything up. But I didn't really think that I was going to run into as many issues as I did. Anyways, unfortunately that ate up a lot more time than I really should have put into it. So I wasn't really able to dig into really setting up the application as far as the aesthetics go. It's actually literally my my default icon and background that I've used on a few different projects, just if time isn't on my side and I'm not able to build anything specifically for the application. So I'm not particularly happy with that part of it. I'm okay with how the overall functionality came out, although I do have several different gripes on that as well. But we'll kind of touch on those as we go. Anyways, like I said, Droid at screen is lagging severely for some reason. It was working fine when I was doing a little bit of testing, but now it's not so much. So please bear with me with that. Let's go ahead and launch the app launcher. And this is just a basic edit text that you enter in. It only takes numbers, including decimal points, so you can enter in how much in US dollars you want to convert into the various different currencies that I've had set up. And it works rather well, actually. And so let's go ahead and, well, first we'll not enter anything. It gives you a conversion error. It does the same thing with 0. For some reason, I know the math works out with multiplying by 0. It doesn't like that. It tends to crash. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's just do 1.8532, just because we can. And then hit convert to other currency, and then it pops up the complete action using. I'm going to give this a sec to catch back up here so I'm not getting too far ahead. As soon as this pops up, we'll select the main app, which I called Convert It. Come on, Droid at screen, you can do it. I'm really not sure why it started lagging. I've even restarted my computer. This is probably the third or fourth take I've done. The others had technical issues beyond that weren't Droid at screen. Alright, here we go. So let's go ahead and select that. And when it pops up, it does first check to see if there's a file saved to the device. If there's not, it pops up a file does not exist, and then tells you that you've that it's made a call to the API. I'm using Open Rate Currency Exchange, I believe is what it's called. Their free API, which works out rather well. Alright, so let's go ahead and click OK, and I do have to click refresh in order for it to display all the data. I had that same issue with Java 2 with a similar setup using the Rotten Tomatoes API. It wouldn't automatically reload once that file was pulled in, and I've never really worked around that, unfortunately. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and give this a sec to get caught up again. And like I was saying, the aesthetics are very drab, bland. This is literally my default. If I'm running out of time and I need something for my background and my icon or what have you, I use this kind of brushed aluminum or brushed steel, whatever you want to call it, background, and then change colors accordingly. Again, it obviously doesn't really have anything to do with the app itself. I just didn't want to turn it in as literally the default of Android with the white background and everything like that. It's better than nothing, but I'm definitely not happy with it at all. And one other thing that I'm not really happy with is the fact that all the different currencies, they're lacking the different symbols for them. I tried to add that in as well, but it always came out jumbled. It works fine with the static title that I added in here, but with the dynamically filled in here with the Euro code or the British pound GBP, adding in their symbols after or before or anything like that, it comes out jarbled half the time. The US dollar and all of the different ones that use the same dollar symbol, like the Canadian dollar, the Mexican dollar, those work fine, but all the specialty symbols like the euro and the pound, and there was something else, MYR I believe it was, which is this one up here. I honestly don't remember what country that currency is from, unfortunately. That was another thing I wanted to try and add in, was the full names, but again, time just wasn't on my side, and it just didn't work out that way. So let's go ahead and do a quick run through of code here. So my main, let's go ahead and actually start with the launcher, which is this guy. So this is fairly simple. I just have an edit view that you can enter in, as well as the button, and then attached to the on click I create my intent and start the activity to launch it. And with that, I'm passing the value entered that comes from the edit text, and it won't start the intent if nothing's entered or if 0 is entered. And again, it will only allow you to enter in numbers. So from there, I grab the intent. Let's go ahead and actually pop over to the manifest here and just show the activity, the intent filter. I just did with the 3 lines, just the action, category, and data, and it seems to work just fine with that. I originally did not have the category, and I couldn't figure out why every time it came over it was null, which I do have a little bit of extra logic that if it is null, it automatically sets it to 1 to not cause any sort of crashing there. But again, it is working now. All right, and then so yeah, beyond that, it's fairly similar to what we worked on in Java 2. I'm creating, using a service, using an intent to make the call, saving that file to my device. Fairly, pretty similar to what we did in Java 2. So I'm not really going to go into that very much. All right, so let's go ahead and just do the last couple of questions here. I feel that I thought I was stronger in Java than I really am. I think the issues that I ran into really proved that I'm not quite as comfortable as I thought I was. I mean, I knew that I didn't know everything by any means, but I thought something that I had done before I could pretty easily recreate. So unfortunately, I can't say that I know Java or feel more comfortable in Java than I did in Objective-C. I've already gone over a bunch of different stuff that I think I could have really done better. All in all, the entire app, beyond the basic functionality, I think I could have done better had I had more time and not, ran into so many issues. There's not a whole lot that I really need clarification on. I do want to dig into the different types of intents a lot more, just because I'm not 100% what all applications are going to come up with different types of intents for allowing the user to pick and choose. So I'm just going to kind of read into that and see what I can figure out, because I'm kind of fuzzy on that. I kind of tried to dig in as far as I could, as time allowed, but I really ended up having to just kind of figure out what I needed for this and move on to the next thing. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes sometimes, especially with the little bit shorter first week. So anyways, that's about it. This has been Eli Freestone, Week 1 Reflection for MDF3, Term 1407. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.